It's a pleasure to welcome you to APS this year. Every year we always tell ourselves, maybe we shouldn't do it next year, because it's a lot of work, and we're not event organizers. But because you keep coming, we keep doing it. So thank you. Over the years, APS continues to grow because our ecosystem has accepted APS as a convening, an opportunity to gather together, to discuss and explore ideas. Every year, we've had more people join us here in Lagos to discuss ideas that will move our ecosystem forward. This year, APS is even bigger. This year alone, we had 320 people register to attend APS from countries across the world. We've got our friends from Tokyo, from Singapore, from the US, thank you, Hero, from all across Africa. We're really honored that you join us every year. In 2024 at APS, we launched our climate tech white paper. This paper was an answer to a question that we posed to ourselves. What is our responsibility as a sector-agnostic, early-stage venture fund in Lagos to the climate? What is our responsibility? And so to answer that question, we partnered with a climate consultant, working with our team members to explore the possibilities of what we could do and what you could do in advancing positive outcomes for the climate. Since the report was published, about 400 of you have downloaded the report, and we get really good feedback. Thank you. If you are yet to download it, scan the QR code. It's packed with lots of insights that we hope you find useful. In 2024, we also published a bold initiative to scale up the volume of venture dollars that flows to female-founded companies. This one is really personal, because my daughter is always asking me, how much progress have you made? I've got a 16-year-old who cares a lot about, equity and all of the things that young girls think about. Since 2024, working with a bunch of partners in the room, like Tech Cabal, Apollo Global, and several fund managers, to date, we've supported over 500 female founders, and the work continues. Of course, you must have seen the news. We recently announced our Fund 2, closing at 64 million versus a target of 75 million. Thank you to all our partners that are in the room who supported us in achieving this milestone. Thank you. So let's come back to APS. As I was reflecting on this opening speech that I get to do every year we do APS, it dawned on me that it's been a really difficult year. Fundraising is very hard, especially when you're fundraising for Africa. So I thought I'll start on a very light note. So this is me and a bunch of prospective investors, 2 prospective investors, a couple of weeks ago on the Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge at 5 a.m. in the morning. They were bold enough to take a walk with me exploring Lagos. And we talked about many things over a 45-minute period. But the most striking conversation we had was about exits. So, Kola, where are the exits coming from? And this is why I couldn't be more excited that we cajoled all of you to come here today to talk about the theme of growing the pie. Over the next few hours, together, we hope to explore how we might build pathways for liquidity, scale, and enduring returns. A really important conversation. In 2020, our portfolio company, Paystack, was acquired by Stripe. That year, African startups raised $1.4 billion. By 2021, dollars were flowing all across the streets of Lagos. It had become so fashionable to start a company because there was so much capital flowing. $5.2 billion was raised by African startups. We did a first close of our Fund 1 that year, and boy, 75% of the capital was local. Everyone was calling Dotun and I and our team members, would like to invest, would like to participate. People were energized. There is a direct correlation between liquidity and participation. Since 2020, African startups have raised a total of 18 billion American dollars. And fund managers with dedicated Africa strategies have raised an additional $2.3 billion. And so if you piece that together, we're talking about something in the region of $20 billion dedicated to African VC strategies. So whether that is, thank you. I mean, I think it deserves a round of applause, yeah. So whether that is flowing directly into startups operating on the continent or flowing into VC funds dedicated with Africa strategies. Now, in that time, the total value of acquisitions above 100 million is less than $3 billion. Now, I know we're all excited about secondaries. I love secondaries like the next guy because we do, several of them, and they help us return capital. So even if you added the secondary exits, maybe you land at 4 billion or maybe 5 billion. Now let's do some math. Work with me. So in aggregate, we have raised 20 billion. Now if we keep it very simple and assume the return expectation from a DPI standpoint is like what my LPs expect of me, 2 to 3x. You're talking a DPI expectation by about 2035 of 40 to 60 billion for this market to be regarded as a sustainable market that not only makes impact, but also delivers return on investment. Today, we sit at, what did we settle on? 4 billion? 5 billion? I don't know. 2.6 billion. There is a 60 billion dilemma we have to contend with. Question 1, how can we better as an ecosystem prepare companies and orchestrate listings on local and international exchanges? They don't just happen. You have to be very deliberate about them. If we accept that our customer, as we do at Ventures Platform, is the acquirer, the folks that buy the companies, we're building companies to be acquired and sold. Then what kind of startups, what size of startups should we be building so they can sell to corporates locally? Bumi and I have this conversation all the time. Are we building companies that are too large to be sold to companies locally? And I think Osarumen has written an article on this as well. What will the African liquidity innovation look like? And how do we create more liquidity? Well, look, we are very fortunate. In this room, over the next few hours, we have some of the brightest minds to explore these questions. From captains of industry, to CEOs of unicorns, to heads of stock exchanges like the NGX group here in Nigeria, to folks that are actively allocating dollars to the continent despite the early days that we remain in. We also have some of the best fund managers that we love to work with as a part of this ecosystem. Now, before I close, because every year we ask ourselves, why do we keep doing this? But like I said, you keep coming, so we keep doing it. But I must recognize the incredible Ventures Platform team who, have jobs to invest and deliver exits, but keep throwing incredible events. If you are on the team, please stand up. You deserve a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. I also want to recognize the event designers, the AV guys who ensure we have good sound and clickers that work, as well as our incredible sponsors and partners. This year, we're very fortunate to have the support of law firms like G. Elias, Aluko and Oyebode, Iron Global, as well as Google for Startups Accelerator, and our one-time portfolio company, Paystack. We're also very fortunate to have the support of an incredible lineup of an advisory board for APS, because this is a gift to the ecosystem, with the founder of Miva University, my good friend Sim Sagaya, who's been very active in helping us design this event, to our partners at TLP Advisory, to Novostar, the most fashionable investor I know, Brian, thank you, to Leila at Algebra Ventures, our friends in Egypt, Jessica of Wimbert, as well as the entire AVCA community and the 7 Generations Institute. Last but not least, was supported by media partners like Africom, Business Insider, TechPoints, Lymphodrome, and TechGabal. Thank you.